Hey folks, Trent here from Anderson Training Systems and Alpha Kettlebell Fitness, and what we're going to be today is we're going to another portion of our series on how to help athletes recover from those key areas of injury, usually something involving the hip, whether it's a groin injury or a hamstring, and obviously the shoulders. We're going to take a look at an area that's kind of going to be focused on the shoulders, although the hips are involved a little bit today, and it's the kettlebell windmill. Now, I've used some other exercises for this, but I've gone to the windmill because there's a lot less moving parts to the windmill than some of the other things like the get up and so on. So usually we'll start with a really light kettlebell. I've got a 35-pounder here today, but we'll start even our male athletes, especially ones that don't have great mobility and great integrity in the shoulder. We'll start them with something as small as even the 13-pounder or the 6-kilo kettlebell, or even sometimes body weight, although body weight doesn't always work out well because they don't have the feedback from the load. So real simple here. Kettlebell up in position, the foot away from the weight is going to be flat. I have a seam right here, so I just like to line up on some kind of horizontal line that's perpendicular to it. So I open up flat here, take my normal stance. I'm half open with my foot that's on the same side as the kettlebell is. I'm going up above my head, I'm locking in here, so we're allowing the structure here, so we're not getting a lot of leverage on the shoulder. We're allowing the structure to hold us a lot and let this do work while we move our body. So we're just going to hinge hips back here. We're going to open up. This knee is bent but not bending. We're going to open up our hand, go down along the side, eyes on the kettlebell. Whatever range of motion you get. I mean, if you have somebody that can only get to that and then back up and through, that's awesome. If they have a lot of mobility restrictions. If you can have somebody that can get down into that deeper bottom position and hold, and then back up as well, that's fine. I'm going to show you this a couple more times. I'm going to talk about also what's happening here is we're learning how to stabilize and hold from a different body position. We've got that structure helping us to stabilize, so the muscles all have to do all the work to work against leverage. And we're also learning to engage that upper back, lat, and the upper back musculature, helping hold that position to keep it from going away. It's a really great move. It's a little bit further down the line where we use it as far as getting people back in game-ready shape. We don't start out right away with this unless they've been through the process with this once before and they happen to have been injured again and they have that awareness already. But somebody coming straight in that hasn't worked with us before, this is probably in the 2 or 3, maybe 4 weeks down the range, depending on where they're coming from. So again, far side foot completely flat, half flat with that, up above, straight position here, hinge back to whatever range of motion you can. So you're pushing the hip with the kettlebell out the back door. We're putting a lot of pressure on that hip and stretch, and then we're going to push it back up and through. When we're down that bottom position, we got to brace the top side. So we take a nice breath in, brace, and come back through. So there's a lot of moving parts here, but I love to use it because it puts us in a pretty cool position to let the structure help stabilize the shoulder, also force that smaller musculature and integrity of the upper back musculature to work, and it's also moving us through some athletic body positions as far as being levered at the torso and moving that hip as well. So we've kind of got those actions going on. So there's your windmill for athlete game ready recovery. We'll talk to you very soon with some more in this sequence.